In this video, we will look at this example, number 50 from section 1.3 in your pre-cal textbook. F of x equals the absolute value of x for x less than 0 and x squared for x greater than or equal to 0. Now to input this in your TI83 or TI84, once you get to the y equals screen, and I'm going to explain all this in a few more steps here, but just to have it as your frame of reference as we move through the video, we're going to be using a basic structure that looks like this. You're going to have a parenthesis and then the first function in parentheses, new parentheses, the condition for that function. And then you're going to have plus, so you'll separate with pluses all these pieces, and then you'll have the second function, and then same syntax, so you'll have the second function in parentheses and then the next condition for that one in parentheses. And this example shows for 2 pieces, but this same pattern would be continued if you wanted to do 3 or more pieces on your TI83 or 84. But here we go, step by step, how to get all of this in your calculator. Alright, the first thing to do is to go to your y equals screen and type that first left parenthesis. And then, since we need an absolute value as our first function, in case you didn't know how to get to an absolute value, let me go through those steps with you. You're going to press the math button, which is here. And when you press the math button, you'll get this window. And what we really need is the number menu, so then you'll use your right arrow button to go from math to number, and you'll end up in this view. And since what we want is the absolute value function, you can either hit the 1 button or 1 or enter to get that to show up in your y equals input line. And then you type parentheses, well, it'll give you the ABS parenthesis. Then you're going to type X and close that parenthesis and then close the second parenthesis to get these outer parentheses accounted for. And then you'll have new parenthesis following that, and then X. Well, this is the condition, means for what values of X. So our first condition was that X be less than 0. So you type X and then you need a less than sign. Well, this is how you get to that. If you look at your calculator, right above the math button you see the word test. So we're going to access the test menu, which you see in the lower right corner there, by pressing second math, and you should get this window with test options, and this is where you access all of your inequalities that you need. For our particular example we're doing here, we need less than, which would be 5. And again, to access that option, you can either press the 5 button or just hit enter. And then you continue typing until you have typed both pieces. So what you have here, let me put it all out in one straight line. The correct keystrokes and syntax should be left parenthesis ABS, left parenthesis X, and then 2 right parentheses. Immediately followed by a left parenthesis with X less than 0, right parenthesis plus, and then it wraps around to your next piece. So then you have plus, left parenthesis, x squared, close parenthesis, left parenthesis, x, and again you would have to go back to the test menu to get that greater than or equal to symbol, 0, and then close parentheses. And once you've typed that in, you'll get your picture that looks like this. Just to make sure you're clear on all this, because this is a little bit more involved in the 83-84 than it is in the Inspire family, if you've seen that calculator, then this is where on the first screen I told you that you would type your first function in parentheses. That's this piece here. And then the first condition is this right here. So this is your condition. In other words, under what terms of X do you want to apply this? And then this would be your second function here in parentheses, and then your trying to find a new color here. Then for your condition to go with the second function. That's referring to this piece here. And then it's that simple. That's how you do it.